The funny thing about that mindset is that most of the sluts are married. Most of the sluts are in their husband's houses. The only difference is that they are probably sleeping with the driver or their husband's brother or his friends. Most of the single divorced moms in the society today married in their 20s. Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chidalo, and today you are welcome to my first sit down video for 2025. Guys, I've been doing vlogs all through the holidays. Happy New Year, by the way, if this is the first time you're seeing me in 2025. So happy New Year. This is today's 31st of January, and I decided I had to film this video so that it can go up at least first week of February. So guys, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, you are welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for constantly viewing my content. Thank you so much for your support. All right, so today we're going to be talking about something unique. It's a question and also a topic of discussion at the same time, and it says, when is the right time to get married, right? So I'm also filming this video as a kind of dedication to my daughter, hoping that one day when she grows up she's going to watch it. But you know, this is something that happened to me, that happened to many women. We had to live by it, live with it, and I have decided I'm going to raise my daughter and daughters as God gives me differently, guys. Yes, we are decentering marriage. Let me just put it that way. We are decentering marriage. I know a lot of people talk about decentering men, but I would say decentering marriage. Okay, so if you want to know what I have in mind, this video is very unscripted. I'm going to be talking off of my head, expressing myself, how I feel, how I view society. And if you want to hear everything that I have to say, keep watching, don't go anywhere. So the center is the key word for this particular video, and we're going to start by defining what the center means. It means to displace from the center or from a central position, to remove or displace the individual human subject, such as the author or a text, in our case marriage, from a primary place or central role. So when is the right time to marry? So first of all, I'm going to start by talking about what we were taught growing up. Growing up, one of the most predominant statements in every home that was constantly drummed into the ears of the girl child is this what you will do when you get to your husband's house? Is this what you will do when you get to your husband's house? Whatever you do, cooking, sweeping, mopping, cleaning, going to the market, doing your chores, you don't do it well. Like, even the way you talk to your siblings, they might even tell you, the way you see, the way you do, because they don't have respect for a man. Is this the way you will live in your husband's house? Like, the girl child from their very tender years are groomed, literally, for men. They are groomed to feel like their life is nothing without men. No matter how far you go in life, no matter your achievements in life, you are nothing without a man. No matter what you accomplish, how many pedigrees that you have, so long as you're not married, so long as you don't have a man in your life, you are nothing. But you know the irony of the situation? The Bible says, when God looked at Adam, he said, it is not good for a man to be alone. So basically, the people who have to deal with loneliness in their lives are men. The people who, it's like their lives are miserable without the other are men. Like, it's like men literally can't do without women. And that is why a woman dies today, the husband marries the next month. Or a woman dies today, the husband marries the next year, or the next 2 months, or within that year, the wife passed on. He has remarried. Some of them in their old age, they are widowers, their wife passed on, let's say they're in their 60s. Instead of maybe getting a nanny, maybe the children pay some nanny, like put them on a salary, like to take care of their older, fathers, they would rather get him a new wife, because it's like men literally cannot do without women. Like, there are very, very few men who can literally control themselves when it comes to women. There are very, very few men who literally can go 1 year without a woman. And I don't mean dating, just dating. I mean literally both sexually, dating per se, or even marriage. There are men who literally cannot do without me. And that is why the moment they are out of sight, the moment they go to work, the moment they travel out of the country, or they are on a business trip, they are cheating, they are looking for another woman in that city or in that place to, put body and soul together until they get back to their wife. Now, I'm not trying to absolve women of cheating in relationships, okay? I'm just trying to say that most times women cope women are more independent of men. Women can literally survive without men. Literally. The only place I can agree that we all need each other is when it comes to procreation. You need a man to conceive. But aside from that, when it comes to survivor, women can literally survive without men. You get? So, however, somehow, society changed this whole thing, and it has been in the system many years before me. But a lot of that is changing today. And over time you hear men say, oh, women of today are no longer like our mothers of yesterday. The funny thing they don't understand is that mothers of yesterday don't want their daughters to be like them. Mothers of yesterday do not want their daughters to tolerate the things they tolerated. Mothers of yesterday do not want their daughters to endure the things they had to endure. Recently, I read a very funny story, and this girl is like, she's the last child. One thing led to the other. The mother went for omugo, is when you go and look after your daughter after childbirth. So she goes overseas to look after the daughter after childbirth and meets a white man there. She's in her 50s, the man is in his 60s. And they fall in love. She comes back to Nigeria and divorces her dad, like the story tells us that. And the man was so full of himself, was like he has never begged the woman all the years they've been married, and he will not beg her now. And jokingly, like, I don't know how to put it, but before they knew what was happening, this woman would left back for the United States, and the old man went to get a 17-year-old girl to keep at home. Within 2 months, he was crying and begging his children to come and take the girl back and bring back their mom. But it was late because the old woman has moved on with a white man. Because why? For the first time in so many years, after 35 years of marriage, she felt what it meant to be a woman to a man. You get? So, back to today's topic, when is the right time to marry? I would say the right time to marry is when you find the right partner. The right time to marry is not your 20s. The right time to marry is not your 30s. The right time to marry is not your 40s. The right time to marry is not your 50s. Neither is it your 60s or 70s. The right time to marry is when you find the right person for you. Someone who is compatible with you. Someone who has the same values as you. Someone whose vision and goals about life, family, and so many other things align with yours. Someone who you can sit down and have a workable plan with and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Someone who is willing to compromise with you, for you. Someone who is willing to be a better person for you. Now, this video initially was targeted towards women, but I think men can also pick something from it. Like, if you're open-minded, if you don't feel attacked by me or whatever, I'm a woman, so most times I'm going to talk from the point of view of a woman. But this particular topic is something that a man who is reasonable and logical can actually pick something from, right? The right time to marry is when you find someone who is right for you. This can be at any point in your life. If you find the person in your 20s, perfect. If you find the person in your 30s, perfect. If you find the person in your 40s, perfect. The idea behind this particular video is, first of all, the shaming of women who have not married in their late 30s, or even in their 30s generally, or even in their 40s. And also, shading of men as well, who maybe in their 40s are not able to, hold a woman down. Some of them, like, but for the men, it's rare. It's rare, really. Most men in their 40s, either they've been married before they are divorced or something. It's very, very hard to see a man in his 40s who is never married. But then for a woman, there's this thing, oh, she must have been a slut in her youth, this and that one. Like, I want to make another video where I'm going to be talking about some of the reasons, or some of the unpopular reasons why women marry late. You get? Because the general knowledge, especially in my part of the world, which is Nigeria to be precise, the general knowledge is that when a woman is in their 30s or 40s and they are single, they must have been a slut when they were young. The funny thing about that mindset is that most of the sluts are married. Most of the sluts are in their husband's houses. The only difference is that they are probably sleeping with the driver or their husband's brother or his friends, father-in-laws, anybody who's able to offer cash. But if the person is just a slut because that's just who they are, they don't even need cash. They're just going to do what they want to do when they want to do it, with whomever they want to do it with. And they are in their husband's house. And guess what? They are better at that game than men. That's most times, even years to come, you don't know. That's why so many men, it takes them 10 years, 15 years to find out that 2 or 3 of their children are not even theirs. But you know what? Let me not digress. Let me not digress, okay? So there are so many reasons why people don't marry in late into their lives that a lot of people don't talk about, and everybody just, she must have been a slut or she has bad character. It must be bad character. That's why she cannot find a husband. And this is just terrible. This is just terrible, and I feel like this is the reason for so many divorces. Now, what actually inspired this video was the fact that I belong to a community of women, mostly single mothers with different stories, right? But a lot of we in that community, we are mostly single mothers, and a lot of them got married in their 20s. I know one who married in her 20s, like she was exactly 20, and 18 years later, the man that married her, the supposed husband of her youth, is literally a nightmare. So a lot of this, like, you know, I married him when I was 23, I married him a virgin, I met him when I was 19, I met him when I was 15, we married when I was 20, I met him when I was 19, we married when I was 22, I met him when I was 20, we married when I was 25. Most of the single divorced moms in the society today that are like 35, 36, 37, with 3 or 4 children, married in their 20s. So doesn't it make sense? Doesn't it debunk the fact that the ideal time to marry is in your 20s? And don't you agree with me that the shaming of women who have not been married in their 30s, maybe ladies who are 37, 38 and have never been married, like, it should literally end? Because the idea that marriage is a scam has become a popular trend in the world. A lot of people are afraid of getting married. Why? Because when we see stories like this woman the other day, a mother of 5 who was burnt, like the husband literally poured fuel on her and lit her up. So many cases within a week. The other lady, the husband chopped off her arms because she didn't cook yam. Like, all these people are married. So what are you people saying? The constant insulting, shaming of women because of marriage. But when it's a man, men can marry anytime. Men age like fine wine. This one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I'm hoping that anybody watching this video today, whether you are a man or a woman, a boy or a girl, if you have a sister, if you have a daughter, I'm hoping and praying that you raise them differently. I'm hoping and praying that your takeaway from this video is that you raise your girl child, or you raise your sibling that is a girl, to not see marriage as her biggest achievement in life. If we even look at it scripturally, someone said something. He said, there is no marriage in heaven. When you get to heaven, if rapture happens now, they're not taking, your wife is not tagged along. You're going to be judged personally. If you are rapturable, you're going to be raptured as an individual. As a man or as a woman, you're not going to be raptured as a wife or a husband. You're going to go and answer for yourself, including those kids you had for him. You're going to answer for yourself. So why are we killing ourselves over this thing called marriage? Dying over it, killing over it, poisoning people over it. So, when I say decentering marriage and, you know, how I'm raising my own child, I'm not going to teach her, I'm going to teach her life skills. She's going to learn how to cook because she needs to eat. And I'm not going to be cooking for her for the rest of my life. She's going to learn how to sweep, how to clean, how to, you know, so that she can live in a healthy environment. She's going to learn how to shop, how to bargain. She's going to learn, you know, how to make money because she needs money to survive with air. But what I'm not going to kill myself over trying to teach her is how to please a man. No. Because even speaking from experience, I have seen how that's played out for me. And I also see how that played out for so many women in the world who got married with the idea of, you know, being the ideal wife, being the sweet mother, the sweet wife, understanding wife. She's just going to go to school, study, get a master's, learn skills, equip herself, learn how to make money. And I even teach her one or two things about relationship. But like, she's going to live her life knowing that whether she eventually gets married or not, she's going to be fine. And she would have, how do I put it? Like, the most important aspiration she should have is for her to make money, have a good relationship with God, and make money. That is the most important accomplishment you can have. And of course, family. And family, you have your mother, you have your sisters, you have your brother, you have your siblings. And, you know, the truth is, most times when you're not even looking, when you're not even searching, when you're not even so conscious of, you want to achieve this thing with fire and brimstone, you will get it. There are a lot of people who were not searching for a spouse and they met someone amazing and live their life happily. But you see, that grooming, a lot of people who have so much regrets, so much bitterness in their life because they dedicated so much time, emotions and energy hoping to achieve this ideal marriage, this ideal relationship with their husband, this ideal home and everything. And then when they finally got married, it came crashing. I see people throwing shades at Toke. Yes, I'm not trying to say she has the right to be bitter for the rest of her life, even though I don't think she is. But unfortunately, once you're a woman who has gone through divorce, everything you write about relationship, they'll say it's because you have not healed. It's because you are bitter. Even recently, she spoke out for Annie Dibia. Everybody's insulting her. Toke, heal. Toke, heal. Toke, heal. Like, we've had so many cases where the so-called understanding wife or girlfriend that men keep clamoring for, a woman that will take me for who I am, a woman that will love me even though I don't have money, a woman that's going to endure all my excesses. So many cases where such women have still been dragged through the mud, ridiculed, insulted, made a laughing stock by the man they decided to dedicate their life and love to. So, I'm going to decenter marriage for myself, and I'm going to decenter marriage for my daughter. Like, I had literally come to myself several times saying, God, remove this burden to remarry from my heart. Like, I hate the fact, like, I want to marry so much that I hate the fact that I desire it. I hate the fact that I feel like even if I have a car or I buy a house and so many other things I want to accomplish in my life, like, if I am not married under a man and saying this is my husband, like, it's like I'm not there. I hate it. And that thing is because it was drummed into my head all my life. I grew up hearing that. Yes, my parents passed on quite early in my life, so I lived with different aunties, and they kept telling me that. They kept telling me that thing. I grew up desiring marriage, desiring to be a woman under a man, desiring to, it's like your life is meaningless without that. And seeing what it has done to me and what it's doing to so many young girls, that some are very lucky enough to come out even though they've already been bruised and seriously emotionally damaged and mentally destroyed, but at least they survive. But some don't even live to tell their story. Why I'm not talking too much about men is because men already have the mindset that they can marry anytime, whether they are 50, 60, whenever they wake up and start to take it, well, they can marry. If they have the money, if they want to marry 5 girls at the same time, they can do it. That is why I'm not focusing on men. I'm focusing on women because we are the ones who have to face the society, the harshness, the cruelty, the criticism, the ridicule from the society. The women have to bear it the most. Even your pain will be laughed at. They will say you're doing too much. Are you the only woman? Are you the first to go through a heartbreak? Are you the first to be disappointed by a man? Fuck it up, that's life. Shit happens. Were you a fool? Didn't you see all the red flags and you still jumped in? That's what everybody's saying to Annie now. But Annie was the ideal woman. Even up till last year, they still released where Two-Face wrote how that he looked at so many. This one has a master, this one is accomplished. But Annie was the one who stood by him when he was nothing. Today, everybody's now like, Two-Face was the victim. Two-Face has been suffering. Listen to the lyrics of his song. Why don't you listen to the lyrics of? He's a talented artist. He can literally come up with anything. If not that I prayed until God killed my desire to write music. I wrote my first heartbreak song before I even got into a relationship. Do I know what was heartbreak when I got into it? When I wrote my songs, 2 to 3, 4 songs, I wrote that one heartbreak. Do I know? I was even still a virgin. I don't even know what it means to fall in love with a man. I wrote love song. Talk more of someone like Two-Face. People can say, listen to his lyrics, he must have been traumatized. Who knows all that Annie has put him through? The same Annie that was, if there was a queen of understanding wives, after crowning Annie, you crowned Choma Davido. Before Queen May said, Queen May would even hear her story if her husband was the one singing her praises online while dating another woman and having a baby with her on the side for more than 5 years. After singing all the praises, the same men that will say, how many women are like this today? How many women are like, will now come and say, that May must have had a bad character. Who knew what he put you through in the marriage? Men. And the truth is, why this whole situation makes me feel the way I feel so much so that I'm making this video, because I can relate to all these understanding wife stories, because that is literally the kind of woman I am. I'm the kind of woman that believed in the whole ride or die thing. If he's my guy, he's my guy. Whether he has money or not, no matter what people say or not, he's my ride or die. But most times you are riding and dying on your own. The person you're riding and dying with is not with you. So, without much ado, I think I have made my point about this. I want to encourage today's parents, today's brothers, today's sisters, start decentering marriage. I see, guys, you'll be happier. I'm telling you. I don't know if I'm ever going to marry again. And if it happens for me, blessed be the Lord. But I've come to a point in my life. I'm not yet there perfectly, but like on a scale of 1 to 100, I'm at 90. Where I'm telling myself, Chidalu, you know how the Bible says, David yielded himself to the Holy Spirit, yielded himself to God or something when he lost his son. Guys, this is how I am yielding. I'm like, God, all I just need is for you to take away that desire to marry so that I can live my life happily, man or no man,
marriage or no marriage, let me just be content being a mother to my beautiful daughter. You know, if another baby comes, I'll still take and just live my life happy, content, hustling, making my money, loving me, loving my family, and loving God. Like, I'm praying and asking God, like, get me to that point. Because the problem is a lot of us want this thing. How can you miss what you don't want? You get? If we can decenter marriage for many people, it's not like people are not going to get married again, but you will see that there will be more productive marriages. A lot of marriages are unproductive because we idolize marriage so much that we forgot what was important, like peace of mind, like your children, how they suffer because of divorce. You hear cases of stepmothers killing the child of the first wife, beating her to death, flogging her to death, starving a child because she's not your child. You that is a man, first wife has gone, second wife comes in, is starving your daughter, beating her, making her sleep in the kitchen, and all manner of cruelty, and you can't do nothing. We have made marriage a god. You see people, ladies come to church because of a man. If that man breaks her heart, she will leave church. Men come, like, we need to decenter marriage. Initially, honestly, when I was planning to make this, I was saying decentering men and all that. But no, we are decentering marriage. That is what we're doing in 2025. Join me, guys. Ladies out there, mothers out there, fathers out there. Raise your children. Both the boys, both the girls. The only thing they need to learn about marriage is from you and your wife. Let them see how you love their mother. Let them see how their mother honors you. But that's constant teaching. Maybe when your daughter is 23. Nkechi, when are you bringing a man? Sean, when are you bringing a man? Jennifer, when are you bringing a man to this house? No. Marriage is not shopping. I have learned and learned it the hard way. Marriage is not shopping. It's not like, oh, I feel like eating pizza and you make a call and you order it. No. It is something that has destroyed many lives. And I feel like the problem stems from the way we have idolized marriage. And funny enough, from the New Testament, it's not even important in our walk with God. The major reason they say people should marry is so that they will not be fornicating and committing adultery. And they say, if you cannot hold yourself, marry. It doesn't add value to your Christian life. It doesn't add value to your spirituality. It doesn't add value. It doesn't determine whether you're going to make heaven or not. So why do we idolize it so much? Why do we idolize? So many people have destroyed their children's life because they were trying to choose husband for them, or because they want to choose wife for them. So, I think I made my point, and I do not wish for this video to be too long. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you agree with me that we should decenter marriage? Do you agree with me that we should decenter marriage? I'm going to stick with marriage. My mouth is itching to say men, but please, marriage. Let us decenter marriage, guys. Let us, so that, see, we can even have more fruitful relationships. More fruitful, happy relationships, that we are not pushing and pressuring each other to get married. So on this note, I've come to the end of my video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, share, please. If you think I'm making sense, if you think someone else needs to hear this, if you think someone else needs to watch this, share or tag that person in the comment section and let me know what you think. What should we decenter? Men or marriage? Ladies, this is for you. What should we decenter? Should we decenter marriage or we should decenter men? Because when we're decentering marriage, it's both men and women. Like, we're trying to say we're prioritizing our peace, we're prioritizing our joy, we're prioritizing making money, we're prioritizing our relationship with God and all that over the opposite sex. Are we doing that, or are we just going on with this gender war? We are just decentering men. It's over. We are done. No more boycotting. We are boycotting men. Is that what it's going to be? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.